Hi, today's card is using the Daffodil Dies from the Daffodil Daydream Bundle, and the some of the free DSP from the celebration, the Daffodil Afternoon paper. I'll just quickly show you some of this because it is really nice. This one can be cut straight down the middle and then chopped up to make cards. You've probably seen the ones that I put on last week, possibly week before, where I literally just used this DSP as the card and added a couple of rhinestones and a sentiment. Really simple. Or you could, chop it in half and use it as a border on a scrapbook page. On the back of that one there's some lines. This one's really quite busy, but it's very pretty and it could be used. You could make a bag with it, you could use it as a background card, you could do all sorts with it. You could use it on scrapbook as well, and then it's got like a checked on the back. Again, another really pretty paper with lots of daffodil heads on. This one, could be again as a background on a card or a scrapbook page, and then you've got black with white crosses on there. This one is what we're going to be using in a moment. So pretty little hearts, and then it's got some leaves and flowers on that one. Here's another one that I've made a card making the actual DSP the main focus, and all I've done is added a ribbon and a sentiment and some little butterflies, and it's got sort of like little dots on the back. And again, another pretty one for making cards or scrapbooks, and there's a background on as well. Okay, so if I just quickly show you the dies. When I first looked at them, I thought, my goodness, there's loads there. But when you actually look at it, you find you get two of the main parts. So that when you're making your daffodils, you don't have to keep running them through. You could, by doing these bits here, and then maybe a stem and a leaf, you've got what you need to build one daffodil. So by having two of those parts, it's easier for you to get your cardstock cut. It does have a couple of little butterflies, one of which is in the stamp set, and these two here also have dies for cutting out. So it's a really pretty spring stamp set, and the dies are just, you could use the stamp set perfectly well on their own and make some stunning cards. You could also use the dies on their own, to be honest. People that I know that make cards just using dies, this is a perfect set for you. It's so simple, really, once you've sort of got the hang of it, because seeing all those dies, I was like, oh, it's going to be really difficult to build those, but it's not. It is literally really simple. I've built a couple of the daffodils already, but I've got these ones here. I thought I'd just show you how simple it is. Okay, so the trumpet part, all I'm doing is going to put a couple of bits of glue on, and then it literally matches up. Okay, and the same with these. There is quite a straight edge there, and you'll see on this bit there's a straighter edge. So I just pop a bit of glue in the middle, and then just pop that on. Okay, so you need 2 of those. Again, I'll just line up the straight edge and with the straight edge on there. Okay, so that's your basic components that you need for your daffodil. And then all I'm going to do is stick these bits here together. Okay, so it's really quite simple, and it's lovely because this adds some nice texture to your daffodils rather than them just being flat, and it gives it a bit of a 3D image because of building it up. Okay, you can make them in any colour. You see this one is I've made in very vanilla, so you've got tone on tone, and I've left it, I've not stuck all these little bits down because I just thought that it just gives it a bit of extra texture and 3D element. And then the trumpet I decided I'd do in yellow and vanilla, so it's a bit different. Okay, so that's the middle of the card. Again, I've got a card blank that is 8 inches by 5 3/4, scored at 4 and folded. Okay, the layer for the outside and the layer for the inside are both 3 3/4 inches by 5 1/2. Okay, so I'm just gonna, as you can see, I've got some stems and some leaves here, so I'm just going to decide and stick my stems on. Put just a little bit of glue on there, and I am literally just sticking it onto the back, and you can position it however you want your daffodil to look, whether you want it a bit up. Right, okay, so that's going to be my first daffodil, which is going to go sort of in the middle. And I know can't see it, I'll move that up a bit. It's a bit longer than the sheet, but that's fine because we'll cut those off in a moment. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and stick that down because I know that is where my daffodil is going to be. Okay, the next one is going to sort of go about there, and this one's going to come down here. Okay, so I'm just going to again put the stem on. I think I stuck my finger to it more than the bit of paper then. Okay, put a bit of glue down the stem. And stick it down, and then this one, the stems, stick the stem on again. And by positioning it before it's too dry, I can actually I've moved the stem and the flower head around a bit just to get it where I want it, but yeah, it's quite simple. I didn't do that with the first card I made, so Okay, so now I've done those, I'm just gonna have a little look about the leaves. I might stick a leaf up through there because that looks quite nice. So stick a bit of glue. I think I'm gonna have to get another Tombow before long, it's running out. And I'm just gonna, before I put it down, I'm just gonna run my nail across that little edge bit just to give it a bit of a lift, a bit of 3D, so it's not stuck flat. So just, it's really simple, just it's a bit like curling ribbon, you just roll it around your finger a bit, and then I'm just going to stick that one in there, I think. Just like that. Okay, so now that's all stuck down, I'm just going to take a pair of scissors and just carefully, without cutting the DSP, I'm just going to trim that off. Okay, so that's ready then to be put onto the card front. So lots of glue to make sure it sticks. And then because I've got a 1/4 inch difference in size, you get 1/8 inch border around, which just makes it really simple to work out. Okay, and for the sentiment, I mean, you could use any sentiment. I have decided I'm going to use the Easter Blessings one from the Daffodil Daydream stamp set. So I've got some Daffodil Delight. So I'm trying to find my, I've put my ink pad, sorry. Got some Daffodil Delight and some crushed curry. So I'm going to keep it within the tones, and then this is Pear Pizzazz, which is what we've used for the background. It matches this. This is the one thing that I find really good about Stampin' Up, is the colour coordination. You can match it perfectly, and you don't need to look around thinking, oh, does that green work, or is that green okay? Is that going to be too much of a different shade or whatever? You can colour coordinate it all perfectly. And both of the sentiments in this stamp set actually work really well with this punch. So you can, this bit you punch out for the sentiment, and then that's the border. So I am literally just going to line it up, punch it out of that one. And then I'm just going to take the crushed curry and punch that bit out. Then you see, you stick that on there, and you've got your nice little border. Now, drop the glue lid, it's okay. I don't know whether you've seen these in the catalogue. These are brushed brass butterflies. You could get into a bit of trouble saying that. And they're ever so pretty. They are metal, and they quite thick. They're not sequiny material, they are actually metal, but they're really pretty. And I'm just gonna pop one just down on the sentiment like so, and they are adhesive back, so they will stick. Okay, and then when I can find where I've put those, there they are. I'm going to take a couple of dimensionals and pop those on, just so that I can then pop the sentiment on, and that's the finished card, apart from the inside, which I'll do later. So there's the first one that I made, so it's, you can see it's very similar. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that, and it's shown you that actually all those dies aren't quite so terrifying. And see, all of the items are available on in my online store. I am going to be looking at placing an order myself early part of next week, so if anyone wants to, who's local, wants to order anything but not pay for the postage, then you just need to send me your order and arrange to transfer the cash, as I can't now take your card details because of the changes in the system. Okay, but say if you do want to place an order, then just get in touch. Okay, thanks for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.